In lesson 3.3, we build on what we learned in 3.2, where 3.2 is multiplication using the tabular method, often referred to as the box method, and lesson 3.3 is the reverse tabular method, which is a form of division. So we'll jump in. I'll show you how to do a couple of these. So the question reads, the quotient of 3x squared minus 8x plus 5 and 3x minus 5 can be computed using the reverse tabular method. Identify the missing pieces of the model and then list the factors in standard form and in descending order. So the quotient means the answer to some division problem. So the quotient of 3x squared minus 8x plus 5 and 3x minus 5 is like saying, oh, if I take 3x squared minus 8x plus 5 and then I divide it by 3x minus 5, it gives me some answer, some division answer. Because we're using the reverse tabular method, we can already identify things that we know. So for example, we know that when we have a box method for multiplication, that the bottom corner is a number, the next row is going to be x's, the following row is going to be x squared. If we had a larger box, we would also know that the bottom corner is going to be some sort of number, the next row is going to be x's, the next row is going to be x squareds, and the final row is going to be x cubed. So we know how these boxes work from multiplication. So we can identify in our model, this is the representation of our box. So we can see that this is going to be a 2 by 2. You can see the kind of those lines that exist there. So that's the box. So we know that this is going to be some number. These will be x terms. This will be an x squared term. Well, we also know that there's only one x squared term, so we can take it from our answer. This is 3x squared. We also know there's only one number term. We can also take that from our answer. So this is 5. So we know that this is going to be 3x squared. We know that the other one is going to be 5. And now all we have to do is figure out what our other factor is over here, the other thing we're multiplying by, to get blanks 3 and 5. So what times 3x gives us 3x squared? Because remember, we're multiplying this box by this box when we do tabular multiplication. So now we're doing it backwards. So 3x squared divided by 3x leaves us with x. We also want to know now what number times negative 5 is going to give me this 5 down here. Because again, we know that we're multiplying this box by this box in our multiplication. So now we're doing it backwards. So 5 divided by negative 5 leaves us with negative 1 as our answer. So now that we've built in what our other factor is, I can use these factors x minus 1 to fill in blank 5 and to fill in blank 3. So I can fill this in and fill this in. X times negative 5 is negative 5x. We knew that would be an x term. Negative 1 times 3x is negative 3x. We knew that would be an x term. So everything is panned out that we thought it would be. Our factors are listed on the outside, just like we list them on the outside when we do multiplication. So our final answer for blank 7 is 3x squared. 3x, I apologize. 3x, it's right there highlighted in yellow, minus 5. And again, this loop hides the minus, but it's a minus 5. And x minus 1. And there's no spaces here. You just type it straight in, parentheses 3x minus 5, parentheses x minus 1. Let's go through and do another example. So the first two things I need is this 80 to be down here and this 3x squared to be here. And then I can factor it out. 3x squared divided by 3x is x. 80 divided by 10 is 8. Now I can multiply back in. X times 10 is 10x. 8 times 3x is 24x. And my factors are 3x plus 10, x plus 8. On to the next one. Similar process again. I go ahead and start off. I've got negative 8. I have 2x squared. I get those in first. Then I can divide. 2x squared divided by 2x is x. Negative 8 divided by negative 1 is 8. I can multiply back through. X times negative 1 is negative 1x. Because of the multiplicative identity, I just write negative x. 8 times 2x is 16x. And now I know my factors. I have 2x minus 1. I got that from right up here. And I also have x plus 8. I got that from right here. This is a shorter video. I think your knowledge from 3.2 on multiplication will really help you understand this. Good luck.